My childhood memories were very distorted. I remembered them jumbled like flashes, kind of like, I guess, when you watch a movie. There wasn't a lot of good that I could remember until I wrote the book. My mom was in residential school, and she suffered a lot of violence and sexual abuse herself. And she was very ill-equipped to be a parent. She drank a lot, and she started taking antidepressants and would take them together and become erratic, like sometimes crazy, violent, and always insecure. And then at times she would take her whole bottle of pills, and you have to call the hospital and drag her into the bathroom and try and revive her. And then my older brother started becoming suicidal and found him hanging 3 times in the basement. So he started going in and out of the psychiatric ward. It just felt like so much. It just seemed like there was no escape.
One day my mom asked me to go to the store to get some soup. I did, only to find out the hard way it was the wrong kind. She whipped the can at me, and it dented as it bounced off my head, knocking me off my feet. She made me take it back, but wouldn't tell me which kind to get. It took several attempts before she was tired of beating me and was so disgusted by my stupidity. Although she berated me for being so stupid, I was smart enough to know that I was not going to bring home any cans of soup ever again.
I remember feeling very hopeless, and I just suffered another beating from my mom. And I realized that this pain was becoming too great and I couldn't handle it anymore. And so I did this little ceremony in my head. I imagined a box, and I imagined myself standing beside the box, and I'm talking to myself. I'm a little girl, and I'm saying, you need to go in this box because this world is not safe. And someday, when it's safe, you can come out.
One night, Mom comes home with a guy named Kirk. I'm 10. He sticks around for a couple of days, and then Mom takes me and him back to his place, a single-wide trailer, which is very dirty. They seem like they're in love, laughing and kissing a lot.
He was, I guess, was in the Vietnam War and had post-traumatic stress, and he also, had a wife and children, and he just had a whole bunch of problems. And he watched her be violent to me and decided that he thought that he could help me, that he was going to try and protect me and get me away from her. At least that's what he told me.
He says, we can run away. I will protect you. I tell him, I will go with you. I can't come back. Maybe if I go, my mom will be sorry and never beat me again. I could not conceive that I would be gone longer than a couple of days. Maybe things could turn out okay?
So what I always remembered, and was hard for me, was that I remembered him asking me if I wanted to go with him. And I said yes. But I didn't know what that meant.
Kirk is behind me. He has explained that I am to use my right hand first because we were on the right side of the train. He hugs me and says, you did it. The train has picked up speed. I have not thought about it before now, but I'm a little sad. I didn't think we were going so far.
he was nice in the beginning, and then after not even a week, he started becoming cruel and mean and raping me. And throughout all my life, I judged myself. I didn't see myself as an 11-year-old child. I thought of myself more like an adult, that I should have known better. I shouldn't have been so stupid.
I've been with him for 3 months now. I don't like him anymore. He's mean and awful. I thought he would be kinder to me than my mother, but he's worse. I want to go home. He must let me go. He says, "You are nothing without me. Nobody cares about you." I realize I'm so stupid. I deserve what I get.
And through the process of remembering my childhood and all the violence and all of the pain, I started to understand that it made sense that I said yes. I wanted to escape, and I thought he would protect me and help me escape from my life that was so incredibly painful.
It has been more than a year. I am in the same truck with Kirk. A cop car turns on his lights behind us. Kirk curses and barks at me to get out. I don't know where to go. Suddenly, sirens are flashing all around me. This was the escape.
I think when you start seeing the other side of the coin, like with my mother, I didn't know how painful her life was. I could only see how painful mine was. But now that I've started to see what she went through and can look at it objectively, it allows me to have compassion for her. Allows me to understand that, she didn't hate me. And I guess having compassion for the men that sexually abused me, to find out when someone has sexually abused and later find out that they were sexually abused, you can have compassion for them. One predator might victimize hundreds of people, and just locking them up in prison isn't the solution, because they're going to get out and they won't be healed. They just might come out more angry, more bitter, more violent. There's not a lot of services for men, and I think addressing men who've been sexually abused and programming and compassion for them is important to get at the root of the problem, instead of all of the programming being towards women who've been sexually abused. Throughout my life and all of the violence, I stopped listening to myself, and I stopped listening to that little voice that was trying to keep me safe. And I know we've all had moments when our intuition saved us from something. But the more that you listen to that little voice is trying to protect you and will keep you safe if you listen. So try to listen to that little voice when it's whispering,